And now it's time for MLP Reviews with Buster D. Flank. Tonight's review, Season 3, Episodes 1 and 2, The Crystal Empire.
Oh my god, this is the greatest episode I've ever seen in my life! I wasn't prepared for spoilers! There's this land called Equestria where everyone is a talking horsey! I was a talking horsey once! I would give rides to kids all day! The only problem was nobody could ever find the right coin slot. So there's this princess horsey who kinda looks like the love child of Rainbow Bright and that Pegasus from Hercules. And her guards are like, Your Majesty, I am sent to inform you that it has returned. And the princess is like, Oh no, not it! I hate Tim Curry movies! She's right! There is nothing more terrifying than a clown pantomiming jerking off all day! Waha! 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 Hold me! So the princess calls for her student, Twilight Sparkle, and she says there is a very important test she must pass. So Twilight is like, What kind of test do you want me to do? And the princess is like, Oh, it's nothing much. Just protecting a crystal empire that's been gone for 1,000 years, that's under attack by a villain that looks like a troll from those Homestuck comics that nobody reads. Seriously, you're practically the goddess of this land with all this magic and power and boom zap boom boom, and you're letting a simple bookworm defend an entire empire? Yeah, pretty much. You really suck at protecting your own citizens. To the moon. Here I come, Crystal Empire! I love my job. And while that's going on, Princess Luna is there as well! Huzzah! But it turns out she's just fan service. Huzzoo. So we find out that the Crystal Empire was once a magical, pretty, shiny land inhabited by crystal ponies. But then this evil unicorn named King Sombrero took over this land and placed a curse on it that turned all the crystal ponies into Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. I'm so depressed because our episode hasn't even aired yet and there's already port of us. And all Twilight can think about is Test! So now it's up to Twilight. Test! Applejack, Sugar Cube, Fluttershy, yay, Rainbow Dash, swag, Pinkie Pie, I'm a spy, Rarity, I just came after the mere mention of crystals, and Spiky the Magic Dragon to save the Empire! So they first go through a snowstorm with shining armor, when suddenly they come across King Sombrero as a smoke cloud! You love my crystal love. I know I'm a bitch. So the ponies try to escape the cloud of smoke without using the elements of harmony? Yeah, remember those powerful necklace thingies that made them all friends in the first place? Yeah, they don't use those against Big Bad Smokey Villain. Weak! But I guess I shouldn't complain. I certainly wouldn't use necklaces against a pony version of Hexus from Fern Gully. I would just try to smoke him. So the main six make it to the Crystal Empire, where Princess Mary Sue is protecting it with a shield made of love and hope. I made a shield out of love and hope once. Oh wait, no, it was made out of wombat feces. Either way, it was quite delicious. So it turns out Mary Sue's magic won't last very long, and Shining Armor's horn gets covered in gack. I remember gack. You know, before it got twice as old, twice as fast as Arrow to the Knee. Only I wouldn't play with it, I would insert it into my anus. So Shining Armor's like, we must find a way to stop King Sombrero. And Twilight is like, I'll stop him by writing a research paper on him. I guess the pen is mightier than the sword. So they go around asking all the other crystal ponies how they protected themselves. And it turns out they have to put together a crystal fair to raise everyone's spirits. There is singing, jousting, souvenir selling, I want a flugelhorn, and a phony crystal plot device that Twilight carved out of a rock. Boom! But it turns out there's an actual crystal plot device that went missing 1,000 years ago, and it's the only way to protect the Crystal Empire forever and break the king's Eeyore spell. And everyone else is like, shit bubbles. End of part 1. So in part 2, Twilight goes off to find the crystal plot device. And meanwhile, Spike is like, let me come with you, Twi. And Twilight is like, piss off. And it's during this journey that we find out the true villain of this episode. Stairs. Boom! Screw King Sombrero! Stairs are the true villainous masterminds! A grand staircase killed my uncle's pet chihuahua! Incidentally, he was also the mascot of Taco Bell. It's not a big loss then. So then they come across this magical door, and I'm like, oh my god! The crystal heart is in Narnia! Nah, I'm just kidding. It's only a door that leads to your worst fear. I had a door that showed me my worst fear once! All I saw was a naked David Letterman and an MLP movie directed by Michael Bay. So many bed sheets were soiled. Meanwhile, outside, Mary Sue's magic is fading out, and King Sombrero is like, Zool, motherfucker, Zool! And everyone else is like, but it's okay, Twilight and Spike find the real crystal plot device! But then Twilight gets trapped in King Sombrero's crystals! So now it's up to Spike to save the day! And Twilight is like, go! And he's like, no! And she's like, go! And he's like, no! And she's like, go! And he's like, okay. So Spike runs with the crystal plot device, but King Sombrero is hot on his tail! And Shining Armor sees this and realizes there is only one thing left to do. Heroically throw your weak and frail wife at the problem just like it was an angry bird. Of course! That's what all good husbands should do! I'm sure Edward the vampire would do the same thing! Oh no, Edward, the werewolves are attacking!
It's okay, sweetie, I'll handle this.
Well, wait, what are you doing?
I love you too, sweetheart.
So Mary Sue catches the crystal plot device, the crystal ponies regain their sparkle, 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 and King Sombrero is killed once and for all! What the hell, man? This show doesn't kill off its villains that easily. I mean, Nightmare Moon was turned back into Luna, Discord was turned into stone, Queen Cheeselegs got flung into the desert, but King Sombrero dies? No! I don't care that he did absolutely nothing but look all scary and smoky throughout this whole episode. You had so much potential! But I digress. The Crystal Ponies are saved and Spike is declared a hero. And in return, Twilight passes her test by doing exactly what Princess Rainbow Bright did. Send her bitch to take care of everything instead of doing it herself. Hooray! So the Crystal Empire is a really, really good episode and a really good way to start off the new season of MLP. And what do you know? I got through this entire review without doing a single crystal meth joke. Oh, come on, just let me have that one. This is Buster D. Flink saying, Bits! You got bits! Oh, come on, help a guy out, will ya? Come on, bits! Well, can you at least get me a flugelhorn? I'll trade you a used anal gag for it! I'll stop him by writing a voice... Where the fuck did that come from? Ow! Oh, fuck! Oh, god damn it! Oh, God. Oh, my back! That's going in the blooper reel.